From Aisha Tyler to Raphael James, a plethora of notable people have sat in a weekend anchor chair here at Live 5 News. And this time, it's Lisa Weismann. I had a chance to talk with her for this edition of Quintin's Close-Ups. It seems like I've known you forever.
Seems that way, huh?
Yeah, but we actually met, and this was at my other job, Kaminsky's. It was a cold weekend there, I think, and you came down. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
It was. I was with my family, which is funny because every time, I mean, they live hundreds of miles away, but every time I run into you, I'm always with someone in my family. So.
And it was recently your mom.
Yeah, my mom was in town a few weeks ago, and my sister was in town a few weeks ago, too, so you're catching me with the fam.
Yeah, and we were just talking about this with Glenn.
That's right.
In the culinary tour.
Because they're always fun. I love doing that.
Yes.
But I love Kaminsky's, too.
We appreciate that.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Well, you have been at Channel 5 here now as a weekend anchor and general assignment reporter for some time now.
Almost a year. Coming up on my year anniversary later this month. So it's been quite a year, but I really couldn't ask for anything better. I love it. I love all my coworkers.
Yes.
We chat in the Storm Center here, and yeah, that's the big thing. As long as you have good coworkers, good folks to work with, I think. You agree?
I do, absolutely. I wish, yeah.
So it's been great, and we'll see what the next few years hold here too. So I'm excited.
And refresh my memory. What was so attractive about Channel 5 in Charleston that brought you here, besides the job, of course?
Well, it's really hard to beat really the area that we live in. Beaches, the awesome food, the great downtown area. I thought it would be awesome for a young person like myself to be here. But, you know, in Channel 5 being such a powerhouse too, it was just such an attractive package deal that is tough to pass up. And I came from the north where it was nice and snowy too, so I knew I wanted to get out of there. But it's funny, for the first 8 months I was here, I still had my ice scraper in my car, my snow tires on. I don't know if I thought,
you don't get this here.
No.
No snow here. Well, you know, if I'm right, before coming to Charleston, you were working at WICU in Erie, Pennsylvania, which was your first job.
It was my first job. It was my first job out of school, and it was great because it was just, you know, an hour and 40 minutes door to door to my parents' house. So it was really great to get my start there, being close to kind of home and family. But I have nothing but great things to say about that area. It was great, but it was right by Lake Erie. That's why it's called Erie, Pennsylvania, right on Lake Erie. So I kind of jumped from just the lake beaches now to the ocean.
Ocean and the beaches.
Really, yes, and I think these are a little bit nicer, but.
And later you actually began anchoring at the sister station, WSEE.
That's right, I did. I kind of jumped ship a little bit, but we were all kind of in the same building, so that worked out well. But yeah, I was anchoring Monday through Friday at night, and I knew I wanted to report more. I think that keeps you really sharp, and I think that's where my true passion lies, is getting out and being able to talk to people and telling stories that way. So I knew that my next job, I wanted to do a little bit of both, kind of the best of both worlds. So even though my weekends are kind of snatched up by work, I wouldn't have it really any other way. It's great.
And I'm thinking it had to be nerve-wracking to have that first job out of college.
It is, but I went to Penn State, and they and they prepared us pretty well. But yeah, it's always nerve-wracking, you know, that first hit on TV. It's always a little bit nerve-wracking, and you know, sometimes you feel the nerves to this day. Being in the business for a few years, you still kind of sometimes get nervous, depending on maybe what the story is. But it was a great place. It was a great place to start.
And speaking of Penn State, can you describe to me who Lisa Weismann was as a college student?
Wow, that's a great question. Well, I was pretty studious, I think. I was, actually.
I believe you.
Yeah, I went to all my classes for the first few years.
Oh.
But no, I volunteered a lot. I joined a lot of groups, made a lot of friends. Didn't do the sorority life thing. No, I didn't do that. But it was, Penn State was awesome. It was what do they say? The best 4 years of your life. I wholeheartedly agree. I think it was a great time, and they prepared me well. I think their journalism program. I actually did print journalism. That's what I wanted
the collegiate newspaper.
That's right. The college newspaper there. I wanted to be a newspaper reporter, but then
I think TV's easier.
TV, you can just talk, right?
Right.
But kind of went the way of radio and TV in college, and I kind of started to enjoy that more. So I kind of flipped the switch and did that route.
And may I ask, when did you know that you wanted to be a journalist?
You know, but I think at a really young age, actually. I grew up really loving newspapers, reading newspapers, watching local news.
That's what I heard.
I really did. And I think, and I love to write too. So I think it was really just a perfect marriage of, you know, really enjoying current events and staying up to date on current events, and you know, combining my love of reading and writing.
Sure.
And so I think like at a really young age, I'd say, geez, like maybe elementary school, maybe middle school. I remember writing. You know, that's what I wanted to be, was a reporter.
That's awesome.
Reporter, yeah.
And switching gears, and you mentioned this earlier, but let's talk about home, which is Pittsburgh for you.
Sure.
And I understand your parents still live there.
They do. My parents, they have an empty nest now. My youngest sister is off to college. She goes to Penn State.
Oh,
so
good.
They're there by themselves. But I grew up in a couple of different areas, but I really consider Pittsburgh home. It's where I went to high school, and like I said, it's where my parents still live. But I have 3 sisters, so I grew up with pretty full house, lots of closets, lots of clothes to pick from.
I had that too.
Right? Do you have siblings?
I have 2 brothers.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm the oldest.
You're the oldest,
Yeah.
right? I'm the second oldest.
Really?
So I gotta take care of the youngins.
Yes, indeed. Well, fill in these blanks for me. Running is.
Oh, running is something I need to do more of.
Really?
These days. You know, I used to do it a lot up north, but here it was tough in the summer. I mean, you really have to pick the time when you go out to run, or else you have to do it inside on a treadmill. But yeah, either in the morning or before noon at least, or you know, after the sun goes down. But it's a good stress reliever. Running is a good stress reliever.
Food is.
Food is. You're asking that because I've done those tours.
You're absolutely right. Yes.
Food, I would love to get more into cooking. So food is something I'd like to learn more about. I'll say that. Yeah.
Volunteering is.
Something that everyone should do. I think it keeps you pretty modest and grounded.
Oh yes, absolutely. Television news is.
Changing every day, every minute, every hour.
Social media, you know.
Right. It's a fun job.
It really is. Channel 5 is.
We'll go with my Home Away from Home.
Yes. Lisa Weismann is. Oh, that is. I love that.
I would say observant.
Yeah.
I think if I had to pick one word, I'd say observant.
Yeah. Well, you know, we see you each weekend here on Channel 5 and also during the week that is. But what is something that people don't know about you?
That's a good question. I think I really enjoy my time spent with family and friends. That's the biggest thing that I like to do.
Yes.
It's not a huge big secret though, huh? But a lot of people are like that. But I think they're really what makes the day go by. Friends and family, and I love being with them.
Yes. And you know, I can't let you go without me asking you about your future. But what's the next chapter for you? Do you see yourself making a huge return to Pittsburgh?
That's a good question. I feel like I don't know at this point.
Okay.
I've really fallen in love with Charleston.
Really?
My family, gosh, they love visiting here.
Yes, they do.
And I think they would be really happy if I chose to make my career here long term. But you know, I met some wonderful people here. As for career aspirations, I mean, Pittsburgh, that is home, and I think from a young age you have that dream. But I think as I get older, I'm not really sure. It's funny, as you get older, you're supposed to get wiser. I'm like, oh, geez, I don't know what I'm going to do. But,
oh, may I say, you're going to be a superstar.
Oh, geez, too sweet. Well, thank you.
Thank you, and thanks for this interview.
Of course.
I mean, this was awesome.
I was excited. I was excited
you.
for you to come.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember we were good friends. Oh, yeah.
We just were like, all right, we'll meet up. We'll meet up on Tuesday. Sure, that works.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for talking.